Welcome, everybody, to the Onward VR Master League Season 11, Week 4. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's, and I'm joined with my co-caster, Trip, with, that's right, you heard it here first, 3 nipples.
You know, without the full gamer tag, that intro makes a lot less sense. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
sounds like some weird knowledge that you have at this point.
It is. It is weird knowledge that I have. You're the one that has provided it to me, and quite frankly, it's what's the truth. So I'm not a liar. I speak the truth. He's got 3 nips. That's how it is. Anywho, we have a great bit of action ahead of us today. Trip, I mean, Kai versus Peacekeepers. This should be a good high-level match.
Yeah, so actually, the reason I picked up this match, these two teams both play what I would consider very aggressively, but they do it differently. Peacekeepers kind of like push all 5 on one side, go heavy on one side, and then Kai, a little more standard tactical, but still very forward in all of their positions. And I'm really excited to see how these teams play each other. It looks like they've only actually played each other once in Season 9, is the only historical record I have, and that went the way of Kai 12-7.
Interesting. So, yeah, not a seasoned pass per se, but what is the current? If you have this pulled up, what is the current rank of Kai and Peacekeepers right now?
Kai is currently ranked 4th, and Peacekeepers is ranked 6th. So very, very close.
Wow. Yeah, and I mean we're into the week four of the season. This is when you can start to sort of solidify a position in the top 10, you know, if you can do well here in this 4th week, the volatility that you experience in rankings in weeks 1 and 3 sort of starts to taper off, and then, you know, from weeks 5 and on, you're really into the battle of trying to move up and down the ladder by gaining or losing MMR, and so gonna be interesting to see what gets brought to the table here today. Let's dive into our pick bands, because we do have teams populated in the lobbies ready to go. Coming in from the Kai side, we have the USS Quest ban, and coming in from Peacekeepers, we have the Subway ban. So Quest ban, something we've seen happen more since it's been played more. Maybe teams realizing what a threat it can be, realizing the weak points that they have on a map like that. But Sand's on the table here.
It is, but I think Peacekeepers excels at Quest. I mean, every time I've watched them play it, they're just very, very good at it.
Yeah, that's very true. And so maybe a ban tactically coming in there from Kai. Curious to see where we go for maps 2 and 3. We do know where we're headed for at least the first map of the day. It is going to be Downfall, so we're going to kick it off with a bit of range. I mean, how do you think this is going to shake out? I think both of the... I'm trying to remember who the sharpshooter is for Kai and for Peacekeepers, but there's typically one per team, you know? Well, there
Semper
could only be.
The sharpshooter for Kai, I believe. They're all pretty good shots. I don't know if any of them actually use optics above a 4x, though.
Interesting. Yeah, we'll see, I guess, what gets brought to the table in terms of kits. As we do have, like I said, both squads in lobby ready to go. Coming in from Kai, the active roster for today, or at least map number 1 is Base Slappa, Smithy SFC, Engage, Phonics 6161, and Etch. And over on Peacekeepers side, we have Virus, Seaquick, Nardu, Rushers, and Fume. Kai has... you said Semper was on Kai, right?
He is.
So someone in their back pocket that maybe they'll bring in maps 2 or 3. So I have to keep an eye out on the rotation of the roster as we go throughout this series. But not debuting here on Downfall, and so maybe they've got, maybe Phonic will bring that long range shooting. Again, when you're at this sort of level, everyone is a pretty good shot. So we'll be curious to see who, if anybody, takes a bit of a longer range approach. Downfall has been fun to watch with some of the new objectives, Trip. I mean, what are your thoughts on some of these new spaces that people have to defend?
I do like seeing them played. I'm not sure I'm necessarily a fan of all of them. Having played a couple of them myself, the far eastern one is not the greatest. I felt like it was very easy to attack. And a couple of the spawns that you're seeing where you're farther away on defense than you normally spawn, like right on top of it, which I guess that's pretty common on Downfall, actually, because there were objectives before where you would spawn in the valley for upper dumpster, for example.
Yeah.
So you had to make a cross and you could get picked early. So it's not necessarily something new for Downfall in particular, but for a lot of objectives you spawn close. And there are a lot of the new objectives where you can see spawn if you move the wrong way, right? Like if you go up on a hill, you give away your spawn position in like seconds.
Yeah, it's I've been coming around to Downfall just with the added variety and some of the fast spawns that have been thrown in. It's got the range that we're obviously going to see as we do hop into the first round of the day. But it's got the range, but it does have those quick spawns, and so we'll see what we get for the rest of these rounds. But right now, it's going to be a bit of a distant spawn there, the old Marsoc spawn and an old Volk spawn. We're truly going back to the early days of Onward.
That's right, the good old days. Shots are ringing out from Bass Slappa. He takes a couple of rounds from Rushers there. Is going to have to heal, I think. Backed out of that window, doesn't want to fight what he can't see.
There's one crawling up to lower dumpster.
Yeah, and that...
Does he actually have an optic? He does not.
No, that tower spot, too, is really nice. He threw out some early suppressive fire down onto Seaquick, forced him to tuck in up against that wall, but then did get tagged. So obviously you are exposed a little bit, but this is all of Kai here in the South Ravine. And as I say that, I suppose Base is going to rotate out, maybe be the distraction with the LMG over in the north. And that's pretty standard stuff in terms of strategy on how people like to approach the north. It's really interesting. I feel like everyone does tend to favor the coming in from the south. Very rarely do we see a north approach on an objective that is on the north side of Downfall.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of cover to get down from the North Hotel. I mean, oh, Virus picks up base from the center bungalow door. Very tight angle there.
Hey, making your point for you right there. Not a lot of cover. Had to cross out in the open to try and get to a position in the north, and a pretty solid pickup there from Virus to kick off the defense. And it's going to allow us to shift our full attention down into this South Ravine because it's where the rest of the Kai offense is.
I mean, there were ways of him making that cross a little bit farther back and
Right.
staying hidden, but you know, time versus being stealthy. On the Kai side, we do have Etch with a 2x and Engage with a 4x, but that's the longest range optic taken by this Kai team for approach. Etch now pushing up through the smoke.
Smithy also going for it, and some shots were sent down range, but nothing catching anyone out, and he is actually going to redirect that smoke forward. I feel like we haven't seen that happen very often. Players redirecting smokes. Maybe it's just because it's hard to find as you get blinded when you go inside of it, but does manage to toss it a little bit forward, and now Phonics putting out some suppressive fire.
Quick here in the dark room, right next to Smithy. I wonder if they're going to expect him. That's a pretty forward position. Smithy's going to have to clear it before Etch can make his shot or his push down the south side. Engage gets Fume with a headshot from that Mark 17 from the white building.
A solid pickup. The smoke comes in from Phonics so that he can cross. Not even really needed since they've gotten the pick. And then we have to keep our eye on Smithy. He is just proning here. Seaquick not really looking in this direction. I just gotta wonder how long Smithy's gonna go. There, finally, Seaquick identifies him and finds the kill.
Etch rotating back around, looking for the kill into the dark room. Comes around the corner. Not gun up.
Ooh.
Sees him at the last second. Misses the shots. Quick now pushing out. Pushing this position. Quick gets Etch on the corner. Phonic looking for the refrag now. Quick putting a quick stop to this Kai offense here.
What?
Yeah,
Dark
really
room, what's
nicely
north
done
open
for
or
him to
north
push
open?
out, deny the entry there. Phonic finally swings and finds the kill into that corner, but took a bit of time. And well, it is a 3v2. If you look at the defense too, it is a little bit of an interesting setup. They got rushers, Virus way over there. I mean, there is a path to be taken along this street.
He's in that basement. There's one in the basement.
We'll see what happens here as Phonic does push up. Engage, just gonna sprint along this wall. As Virus doesn't ID him, he is suppressed. Rusher is tucked in though, takes the shots, scoops him up. Phonic gets some information that he should be able to work with, and he has a full minute to work with. Rusher's almost ready for the Phonic peek through the gap, though. Nicely covers, and Peacekeepers with 3 left alive secure the first round of the day with a nice bit of a lead. We're off to the races with the series, but I wonder if we're going to be getting Volk trades all the way through. Hopefully, I think we are having some tech difficulties on Trip's end. Hopefully we can have those sorted shortly, but at least I am here to entertain. And I mean, geez, again, an opportunity was there for Kai. If they had maybe taken their time along, if they had had smokes available to smoke out the south wall, they could have potentially just crossed and then been entering in the backside of objective room. So although the defense did end up working out, it certainly came with its set of risks. Virus being very far away from objective, ultimately finding the kills, but still, I guess it works. Peacekeepers up 1-0, and we'll see what Kai do on defense. We do prep up for to dive into our next round. Shout out to everyone that is tuning in tonight, or this afternoon, I suppose. We do appreciate everyone that does stop by and hang out and chat. And I do see a few folk, a few familiar faces. Too Old, Captain Soda, Hoochie, Ninja Night Ninja, excuse me. We do appreciate you guys hanging out and chatting it up. Predictions, I think, got not put up, so keep an eye out for that. We might do that for next map, or maybe after this next round, throw out a prediction. But channel points, always fun to be gambling away, and like I've been saying, we're going to be adding some more incentives to those channel points in the near future. Round number 2 has begun. We're still waiting on Young Trip to sort out his issues, and already a kill comes in from Etch.
Sorry, south spawn, south spawn.
I am sorted and back. Different spawns from Peacekeepers there, pushing up through the valley, unexpectedly getting taken out on the peak by Etch. Now Fume is being one with the wall.
Just dumping out the suppressive fire from Etch on that basement floor. Phonic able to find one. Or is sending some suppressive fire to try and counter, but Phonic has managed to get one on that cross through the smoke. He's tucked in right up against that Blackhawk, and he blends in nicely with that black uniform. So really have to pay attention if and look for this defensive position. And Seaquick, I don't think he has an angle through that window to even ID this, and so Phonic for now is going to be in a nice little defensive spot.
Yeah, and Phonic's position is slightly offset of a normal meta position. Normally you'd see someone inside the helicopter, but the way he's doing it, he's protected from all of that suppressive fire, and the only people that can catch him are people crossing his line of fire or to the west. So it's a good spot, and we see a lot of this happening this season. We're seeing teams take slightly off meta positions, like they're just taking all of their defense and shifting it on the map.
Oh, and he does have just a slice of the window there. So Seaquick does full peek that window. He could be a threat as well. And so, yeah, a really solid spot. He's got all kinds of different angles to cover. Virus has managed to make it past, though, because Phonic was so tucked in. He wasn't holding that dumpster gap. And so as the smoke comes out, too, he's going to lose his vision there onto the window.
Pressing fire comes out. Cross is coming out. Virus pushing towards center hotel. Quick not pushing through his fire. 203 comes out, but falls short of Smithy's window. Smithy putting the shots back out, trying to hit the guy. Was it Rushers? Phonic finally picks up Virus as he makes his cross to center. Now Quick going the same direction. Is Phonic going to be ready for him?
Buy die mid building.
We'll see, but they're into a 2v5. Not exactly an easy thing to overcome. Taking control of the 3-story in the center is certainly a good first step, but not sure if it will be enough. They do still have the Overwatch on the back end, and plenty of time. 3 minutes left to work with. I don't know. You know, anything's possible in the game of Onward, but certainly not going to be an easy entry here for Peacekeepers.
Also worth pointing out that Seaquick has that 203 attachment, which means he has no foregrip, which means bad recoil control on that Mark 18.
Yeah, he is looking for those shots. Seaquick kind of just waiting almost for Smithy to go down to get picked up in that window, and he's going to try and crawl his way out here. Maybe there's a path for him up to that objective. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see what he ends up going for.
He's got to find Phonic's position. He sees it, and Phonic goes down. But what is the path now?
Again, it's Rushers overwatching here, so he's suppressing these window positions, allowing this push to come in from Seaquick. Smithy not being able to peek up and check this route at all, and so Seaquick is making his way closer to the objective, but again, there's still 4 left alive. Etch is in that basement. They have Engage watching the back entry point as well, so this is not going to be easy, but Seaquick may find an angle here. A
minute 40 left on the clock. He sees Etch. Etch goes down as well. Smithy's still watching that angle. He knows he doesn't need to peek it, so he's not trying to fight the sniper.
another.
He's watching the angle crossing into the basement.
Oh, ooh. Some team fire there. Seaquick nearly gets team killed by rushers. That would have really thrown a bit of a wrench in their plans, but everything is okay for them so far. And Seaquick is going to go on for a rotation. The problem is his base is in the basement. Smithy's got a great angle here as well on the cross, and ultimately Kai is holding some very good late game angles.
60 seconds left on the clock. Rushers is going to have to push it. He knows Smithy's there. He hasn't seen Smithy leave. But Engage is covering Smithy. I love this play by Kai. Engage is watching Smithy's approach, so Smithy doesn't have to worry. And Smithy sees rushers, and Kai take their first point.
Yeah, a couple of good sequences there, and almost, again, like I said, anything possible with Onward. A couple of quick kills turned it into a 3v2, but couldn't quite run away with it. And ultimately, we are now tied up here in the first round of the day, or first map of the day, one apiece. And this is, if I were a gambling man, I would say that we are going to be seeing some Volk trades here for for a little while on Downfall.
I would say you're right, but we're also moving objectives. We're now going to the
New one at that.
East stables.
Yeah, and I've been having a blast watching this objective get defended. There's so many cool different defensive setups that have been working for teams, and what I really haven't seen is a successful attack on this objective. So curious to see if we do get a successful offensive push onto this new east side objective or not. Again, I think the prediction, if I time it right, will be going out right now. I'm talking to myself in the past to do it now. But predictions out there for you folk to wager who you think is going to take at least this first map, considering that we are all tied up here. And frankly, Trip, I don't know where to put what eggs to put in what basket at this point.
Yeah, I don't either. I personally think Kai has a downfall advantage. I've seen them play it more. I think they have the advantage, but that could just be because I've seen them play it more.
Yeah, okay. Well, hey, why don't you just influence the predictions a little bit more, Either way, I'll be curious to see what everyone is weighing in on and what they think. And so far, again, this series has been great. We're waiting there for what seems to be a sub for Peacekeepers. Squirfy has come in. Who did he sub out for?
Virus?
No, Virus is the top.
Nardu, Rushers, Quick, Squirfy. Fume? Was Fume in there?
Oh boy. Well, it's hard to keep track of who of who is where, but I'm sure chat will let us know who he's been subbed out for. And it does seem like Peacekeepers bringing in a sub, even though they've tied things up here one apiece. They do want to try and shake it up just a little bit. We'll see if it is enough. Now number 3 underway.
Saying if you want us to remember if you get subbed out, you got to have a nice unique name like Bass Slapper.
Base.
It's Bass.
Guys, kill yourselves.
Looks like there's going to be a reset here.
Yep. Squirfy having some issues there, and for those wondering what they did just witness, it is something that happens. It's in the game as a mechanic. If you do reset or everyone dies within the first 15 seconds of a round, it'll simply kick you back to the lobby. No points get attributed. And so what players do at the start is make sure everyone can hear everybody, everyone's moving good, and then you go off to the races. And so clearly a little bit of an issue there. Hopefully they can solve that on the Peacekeepers end, and then we can get back into it. Squirfy, though, seemed to be having issues, and so I wonder if he'll be coming back or if they'll just sub back in Who knows with the roster shakeups here.
Yeah, no, I want to point out that the way they did that reset, so there's a button you can press on your left controller that brings up a reset button. However, if for some reason your controllers aren't working, you need a teammate to kill you so that you leave the lobby before the rest of your team. Otherwise, you're stuck there. The lobby will keep counting down, and technically you'll be forced to play the round. So they had to make sure that they killed their non-working teammate first.
Yep.
But they were on defense. If you're on offense, you do not want to shoot your teammate. You want to knife your teammate. You don't want to give away your spawn position.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of little nuance there just in the reset. And it does look like Scorpy is back. So shouldn't be hopefully too long. I do think we may be going into a full timeout here. If that's the case, we'll take a pause, but I don't think that is what is happening. It seems like we're jumping into round 3. Oh, we're going to a reset? Yes,
I think we're going to a timeout.
Okay. Okay, we are going to a the double false start on round 2. I guess giving folks plenty of time to get their predictions in, but we will go to a brief intermission. I will get the predictions started, so I guess perfect timing. And hopefully it won't be too long before we come back for the, well, really start of this series. If you are just tuning in, sorry for it. We're going to go to a brief break. Map number 1 just has begun. Kai with 1, Peacekeepers with 1. Don't go anywhere. More VRML action coming up. welcome back, everybody. We are here at the start of round 3 of map number 1. If you are just tuning in, you haven't missed much, but it is certainly looking like it's going to be a good series. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I'm here with Trip, and Trip, we're off to a good start.
We're off to a tie game, and then shots are ringing out onto Seaquick as he makes that northern cross from Rushers, or from Phonic, but Rushers takes him down in the
It was a west spawn.
Volk Tower. He's just down and cannot be confirmed, so hopefully a res does come out there.
Yeah, and this is kind of again with this new objective, a reversal of what players are historically used to. They're used to defending this side of the map and not necessarily attacking up like they are here and engage with a nice long-range shot there using that ACOG. You said, you called it, Trip. They like to use the 4 times on this map, and Engage finds a good shot there through the window, and it's a full kill too. So Phonic is resable, and maybe Kai can have a 5v4 advantage.
All right, let's get some fire onto that. Go
Phonic definitely called out that Seaquick's position there in the northeastern villa. So hopefully he can still see out the window as he's down, and Etch does make it, or Engage, sorry, makes it inside, but he's being targeted by Rusher's laser. Phonic opting to take the shots back.
Yeah, and you know, that tower spot is good. It gives you vision, but it's dangerous. You're super exposed just because you do have good sight down into the certain spots of the map. It also means that the enemy can see you equally as well, and so they do ultimately get the res and get out of the tower, but don't imagine they'll be re-peaking anytime soon.
This defense here from Peacekeepers, if you look at the overhead, they're actually spread on both sides of the objective. No one on the objective. Marsoc Tower, Marsoc Twins, and the North Villas. And honestly, a decent line of smoke could potentially make this defense panic.
Yeah, and you know, this is a defense again I haven't really seen. I haven't seen it get split like this. I've seen it get pushed. I've seen it's the setup behind objective. I've seen it favoring one side or the other, but Engage finding Rushers there turns it into a 3v5, and Kai are picking away at this Peacekeepers defense. So maybe a little bit overzealous on their defensive setup in terms of where they're looking, but a couple of early picks here for Kai puts Peacekeepers in a bad spot with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Peacekeepers seem to be peeking more. I mean,
yeah,
they had their defensive positions planned. They didn't need to be looking towards spawn. They need to be looking back towards objective and protecting the cross to that. And they're getting punished for it with that 4x Engage taking out 2 so far.
Yeah, and I almost do wonder if it is a result of the setup, because if you look at Squirfy here, he's got basically the perfect line of sight onto this objective. He's covering it, and so maybe they feel a little bit confident in terms of where they can, looking for kills and not necessarily defending the objective. But you see that on downfall, especially on defense, you get picked up. It's not necessarily, in my opinion, the good strategy. I think the good strategy is to get a really tight kill box around objective, and Virus again looking for picks, exposing himself and nearly going down in this this tower.
Yeah, all eyes trained on that tower now. We've got Smithy and Phonic pushing up towards the Marsoc Twins. Not sure they're going to be ready for Squirfy. Downstairs. Shots ringing out onto Virus's position, forcing him to duck down in the tower from Etch as Smithy pushes up. The suppressing fire doing its job. Smithy getting closer and closer.
Virus drops out from that corner position. Didn't like the heat he was experiencing, and has all kinds of a different angle here. Maybe he can catch Phonic on a back rotation if he's fortunate, but a lot of different bits of pushing coming in here. Smithy still applying the pressure here to the tower. Phonic on a full sprint. Squirfy's there, finds one. Smithy now turns around, instantly aware of the threat behind him.
He is pinned between 2. He needs to give up on Squirfy's position and charge Virus. It's a safer play. He goes up. Virus falls down. He takes him out. Now he can worry about Marsoc.
Tower's down. We've got a guy in North Marsoc. Downstairs.
Kai just
There's only 2
continuing.
defenders left.
Yeah, they're picking apart the Peacekeepers defense. And Squirfy, again, really in the best position just because he can defend straight from that basement hole. They have to push him and get him out of here if they want to attack.
Etch dropping down onto Squirfy's position. Quick did pick up Smithy. Etch pushing up onto Squirfy. Squirfy takes him down.
Wow.
Gunshots on the far side. Honestly, if Base goes for it, he could probably make it. He needs to be watching his Marsoc tower. He doesn't see Squirfy. Engage picks up C-Quick. Squirfy gets Base.
23
Engage
seconds.
needs to get the long shots. 20. Oh, boy. Is he going to play the time? Squirfy taking shots at Engage, giving away his position. Engage is healing on the fly. Trying to. He's reading. What is he doing? He's reading his tablet, but he only has 6 seconds left.
Running out of time is what he is doing, and the clock ends up being the deciding factor here. The Peacekeepers defense manages to keep it together in chaos when Kai had a 5v2 advantage at one point.
Yeah, very strong advantage. And just losing 2 to Squirfy's position. As you said, it's in the basement positions, especially if you're tucked back in, are really hard to route out. Like, you have to go in there, and the potential for a trade is high in that situation.
In the setup there, let's just remember it and see what Kai throw out here, because there's so much there's so many different ways you can play this objective. You can push out, you can look to get aggressive up and through the center, you can play behind the objective and not even cover the front half of it. There's so many. I think I think it was from maybe Beginners.
Beginners played the Skyline on the far east side, and I loved it.
Yeah, there's all kinds of options with this objective position, and it's really cool to be seeing the variety in defensive positions. And I really do think that in terms of this objective, that one spot we saw from Squirfy in the bottom here was key. It really just has the best vision down onto objective.
I wonder if it can see if an approach came through the valley and then past like Old Marsoc and just kind of out towards the skyline and then back up from behind. Would that be able to
Update the score?
hide?
I don't know. Into the action we go, though, and we'll see what Kai's defensive setup looks like. Silencers trip. We've been seeing them more and more. It seems like even the top teams here have been favoring those silence rifles. Oh, no.
Can't silence a 249. Smithy goes down to an early push by Peacekeepers, and they're taking that Marsoc Hill by storm. 4 going that way. Where did the... Wait.
North.
There he is.
Yep. Take a look at the
one flanker.
Real quick gander at the map, but we got to keep our attention otherwise here on Etch, just because he is right in the thick of it. He's got Peacekeepers surrounding him, 4 of them to be exact. They've had this quick spawn, and you got to be careful. It's one of the things you got to be aware of when you go with your defensive rollout is those quick spawns.
I would not doubt that one.
And Etch taking the position that Squirfy had, so obviously you play the positions that you take. They're going to be assuming someone is here. The problem with that Etch is going to have is that as soon as he kills one and goes for the radio, he's going to get rushed by another. But Squirfy goes down to Engage from the far side of the map. Is Engage all the way over? Yeah, northwest Villa or northeast Villa.
Yeah, he's got the I think that's the 2 time that you can swap out to swap to the hollow. Not sure what the name of it is off the top of my head, but a good pickup there to prevent the initial entry point, and now Ash can cover this doorway. Base Slappa finds one. The C4 goes out. Etch doesn't detonate it. Nardu goes past. He's still alive. Etch does see Nardu, but Nardu finds Etch with a quick draw. Peacekeepers Now into a 3v3.
Is this south? Yeah, I think it's south. No, it's north.
Now a 2v3 is
I got
engaged.
one.
Takes out
Wow.
more with those long range shots.
Cannot confirm. How many do we have red? I got one. Phonic, did you get one?
He has been doing great with those long range shots. The LMG comes in here, base finds the
Another red
kill.
coming into tower.
Fast slapper.
I know. I feel like I'm just gonna have to go with. He's just gonna have to change it to Bass because.
It is Bass. You're saying it wrong.
Okay. You talk to him, okay? You tell me what it is.
He slaps the fish. Quick, last man standing. Gonna go for the prone approach here.
Yeah, trying to go for the alternate route here to get rid of engage and then maybe push down to objective, and it's arguably the more exposed route. And as I mean, he can't be more exposed than Seaquick is right now. He's really challenging this angle, if anything, and if engage peaks, it's going to be a battle of who can shoot first.
I mean, I feel like there's no reason to peek this way from engage unless he hears something. Because even if they lose this building, they don't lose objective.
Yeah, 2:40 left on the clock, so time definitely not an element just yet. And yeah, to your point, even if they do lose engage, they still have Phonic there as well, who is an additional buffer to this north entry. And so the 1v3 is a tough road, but I think arguably doable. He's got him kind of lined up here for him.
Engage is scanning it, but he's scanning it high eye level. He's not peeking out the windows. Nobody is covering his approach, though, so if Seaquick goes slowly enough and quietly enough, he can make it upstairs and take on engage without engage knowing he's there. However, he's running very low on time. 1:40 left.
Yeah, he can't keep this pace up. If he does find engage, it's going to be basically a a wild sprint challenge, sort of, to find the kills. And I don't know, engage seems to be somewhat keen to a potential entry here. He shifted over into that corner and made it even more difficult for Seaquick to identify him. He does finally spot him, and down goes engage. That's the first kill. Now the creeping's done with.
60 seconds left. He does have a 203 round still in that Mark 18.
6 and 3 so far here. See if we can make it 7 or 8.
52, 42, 53.
Memorizing the code here, like you said. Time ticking away, 40 seconds now. He's just going to sprint straight up to Phonic. I don't think he's going to be ready for Phonic to be tucked in here.
Oh, he misses base with the 203. And the PKM picks him up and ties it back up. Kai getting their second point.
Trading Volk rounds. That's what's happening. Granted, they're pretty close Volk rounds, but we are trading Volk rounds, so a good bit of back and forth to keep this thing close. Squirfy's 4-1, so the sub that they have brought in here on Peacekeepers end really doing work for them.
That he is indeed stopping that last attack pretty much single-handedly. And now we move down to the lower dumpster. An oldie but a goodie with a potential quick spawn.
Yes, indeed, and yeah, I always do enjoy. There's nothing like this quick spawn. You know, there's no other spawn that requires, I mean, well, correct me if I'm wrong, that requires you to start prone to avoid detection. Let's put it out there. Let's blast out the question. Check. Can you think of any spawns that require prone to avoid being detected spawning into a round?
Yeah, I think this is the only one. Oh, obviously there are some like on Suburbia and even some other ones on Downfall where you can see them if they move. In their spawn box, they can be visible.
Sure.
But you don't have to be prone. This one, if you see this objective, you have to tell your team, just spawn in on the ground. If you're not, if it's not that spawn, you just stand up and no big deal. But if it is that spawn, you're all hidden. And it is that spawn.
And they went down after the spawn. So that might have been a bit too late, and now Etch is peeking, so this spawn is given away, and Peacekeepers can react accordingly.
It's like they're going to push 3 up to the center hotel, and this is the play that I would choose if I was attacking a known spawn. Phonic also rushing into center hotel now.
Jeez, the Peacekeepers is looking for the action right away. Rushers dances up to the top and finds a kill as base continues to put rounds downrange. Etch goes down on a cross. Still have Smithy and Phonic right on top of this defense as Rushers, Virus, and Seaquick are all set up.
I don't think that Smithy and Phonic are supposed to do anything until someone gets a pick onto that center hotel. Specifically, Rushers on the top. I mean, that's an easy kill if you can find his head.
Ooh.
There's a smoke.
Oh, that would have been a fantastic frag grenade. Oh.
Phonic and Quick trading on the west side door.
No, that was center hotel.
Yeah, and it might give them a false sense of confidence in that center hotel because Smithy is still here, and while they have gotten one, they haven't cleared it all the way out yet, and Nardu may push up here, and Smithy's tucked in. He could spot this out if Nardu tries to advance up past that hill.
It'd be a very aggressive defensive position. There's no reason to leave your objective like that.
Yeah.
Especially when all 5 are still standing. All 4. Sorry, there's only 4 standing. We did lose one.
Yep, the trade on the corner, but yeah, not warranted, and so Smithy is gonna be buying his time inside here, and maybe he'll be able to catch out some of the defense on a rotation. Virus kind of dancing around on the stairs. Rusher's certainly not wary of anyone pushing in from the back. I mean, heck, there might be some knife opportunities to presented to Smithy.
It's been a while since I've seen a knife kill.
Gotta put it out into the ethos to hope that it comes true, you know? Manifest the knife kill.
Rushers and Virus both taking shots at Bass, and he goes down. And that suppressing fire now getting shut down. Rushers might be aware that there's someone underneath.
I don't think Quick traded, no.
Engage still back at spawn, trying to get those long-range shots, but he's kind of pinned on a corner. Hard to peek.
Oh, Rushers swings in and clicks. You heard the rifle click empty. He did not reload his gun. Smithy spared.
Remember, kids, before you charge the enemy, top off.
Wow. Wow. It's been a while, I feel like, since I've heard a click. But that is a rough one. And now Virus, wondering where Smithy is, dives in, and Smithy and Virus trade. Both full dead. Kai is left with Engage, trying to peek this corner that is being watched like a hawk from who was that over there? Squirfy, yeah.
He does have that 4X, and he's been getting good shots. I don't know if he can take down 2, especially from this position. He's got to pick this corner, and Squirfy sees him. He took the shot, but he did not find the kill.
And just a tough exit there from Kai out of the spawn. Getting identified early like that is rough, and you can see what it does as you do try and get out. I mean, at the end there, he still really wasn't even out of their initial spawn point. So Peacekeepers doing a good job to hold, a good job reacting off of the detection of that spawn point, and well, now it's Kai's turn.
Now the question is, are we going to get mirrored spawns?
Yeah.
Or are we going to see something entirely different? Because the other options are Marsoc, behind Marsoc Twins, North Hotel, and Northeast Villa, I believe. Unless they added more.
Yeah, I don't think there is. I'm pretty sure it's just the 2, but we'll keep an eye over here on the quick spawn side to see if Kai spawns in prone. Because again, I mean, I guess is there, I don't know why you wouldn't. You know, I'm trying to think of what's the reason.
There isn't a reason why you wouldn't unless you are just not aware.
Yeah.
Which you forget.
Yeah. Maybe you just kind of. I mean, heck, there's been, I would say, the majority of my rounds where I don't even know where the objective is as I spawn in. I then go, oh, I should have been looking at the map. I should have checked where the objective was, and then I spawn in unknowing. So, yeah, it certainly does happen, but we'll see. I don't think, again, no subs coming in here, so should be getting into round number 6 shortly. But yeah, just trading Volk rounds today so far. It's been pretty exciting, though. It's been close. We've been trading, but we've been coming down to 2v3s, 1v2s. It's been fun.
It's been very close rounds so far. And we're only on map 1. I mean,
yeah,
we're just getting into it.
Yeah. Not getting the quick spawn there, so they are going to spawn way over in the northeast. Didn't need to be prone, but they are now going to be sprinting out from this northeast spawn, maybe even hunting for an early rotation from defense. Doesn't look like that's the kill. Well, it does, actually, as Virus and Squirfy do take some early shots. That's going to be their spawn given away, and we'll see if Peacekeepers, if Kai shift their defensive setup accordingly.
I don't think on this objective you really have the option to shift your defensive strategy, especially sending like Smithy to white building there. He can't get out of there. That's a you go there, you stay there until you die kind of thing.
Right.
It does cover a decent amount of the objective, but normally you see it on the upper dumpster, not the lower dumpster. You can't actually defend lower dumpster from back there. And realistically, there's only 2 people on objective because Bass can't see anyone on the street side of that wall.
No, so what they have here is they have Etch over at the red truck on the other side in this corner here. And I like it because if you look at the cross that they've produced, they're stopping entry into the front of the objective while they're not covering the front of the objective. If either one of these guys goes down, they lose that full coverage. They are watching entry points to get up there, and so Etch has coverage here to the corner of the wall. You can see as he does, so he can catch out anybody that tries to push up. Base is watching the other side, so they can't creep around on his end, and it is ultimately a kind of a nice reserve setup. I was wondering why they weren't watching the front, but they ultimately are watching the front.
Yeah, especially with Engage up in that Marsoc North building. He's got coverage on pretty much anything from Center Hotel down. Shots ringing out from rushers onto the... I know my callouts. South Watch. I just need to stay tucked for the next 4 minutes. Let them come closer into their kill box. That's what I don't get when teams set up these nice kill boxes, these, overlapping fields of fire, and then get peaky because they can't wait for someone to walk into their kill box.
Thirsty for the kills, that's for sure. But to the point, Etch is in a great spot. No one can see him. He's got his angle covered. He doesn't need to look for these picks. And if he does, he could go down, ultimately putting a huge gap in coverage.
Rushers was just eyeballing his position. I wonder if they know he's there.
They do, because he took shots.
Oh, okay. And now Peacekeepers going to start their rotation halfway through. We're at 3 minutes, and they're now sending two back around to the north side, going to go to the east. Peacekeepers pushing up, not bunched, but in a decent, coordinated line. Quick taking shots onto Etch, giving away his position. A little bit of lasers train on him from base. The 203 goes out, base goes down.
That's not ideal. He is still able to calm, so actually, it's the best case scenario for him to be down. He's down right by the window that he has to cover, so he can ultimately call out if Etch has to rotate. And so he still is covering his space. Smithy out here looking for some kills from White House, finds one. Smithy almost substituting in for holding base's angle with the rifle, and so base can call out any information. Etch finds C quick as he does peek out. Peacekeepers getting picked apart as they try to make their entry.
It's like Quick forgot about Etch's position. I mean, he was tablet out in the street in front of that vehicle. And the bleed out time in this game is around 2 minutes, so base is going to be good for pretty much the entire round.
And one's sneaking up on you.
Etch with some long shots there, catching Squirfy. Nardu going down to engage.
There's one going. He's going to OBJ.
And now it's all up to Virus. 4.5 Kai still standing. Virus only needs 1 point. They just need to kill. They don't need the cap.
Front or back,
That's a tall order for one man.
Yeah, Kai, though, certainly going to turn this one into a... Well, looking to at least turn it into a 3-3. Etch going to be pushing forward here, trying to get the back of Virus up against this wall. At the very least, he's going to defend Virus from swinging. Engage is here as well, and Engage is just going to push Virus on the corner. Virus finds the first kill. Etch swings in, and the crash from Kai gets them the round win. We're going to a round 7.
Engage crashing in, and I'm pretty sure he saw the barrel of Virus and decided to just go for it. But they did the smart play. They saw smoke on objective and had, I mean, they probably had an idea of where the player was, but they didn't have eyes on, and they crashed, knowing that they could lose a couple of people. So protecting that smoke is the safe bet.
Bit of a hopefully quick tech pause, as we do have one dropping out from Peacekeepers. They can get back in and we'll be moving on. Trip, it does beg the question, where do we go from here after this map? Where do you think map number 2 is going to take us? It is Peacekeepers' pick.
Damn.
Where?
I'm going to go with sand. It's definitely going to be sand.
Interesting.
And sand or Snow Peak. I think those are the two maps we're going to see.
What else is still left on the table? Bazaar, Quarantine, Suburbia, the usual suspects, if you will. But yeah, there is Sand and Snow Peak, both maps that are not new to the... Well, Sand is new. Snow Peak not necessarily new, but being played much more now in the league, and I'd love to see Snow Peak getting picked. It's been fun to cast. It's I'm really coming around to all the to liking all these maps quite a lot as we get deeper and deeper into the season. And I guess we're only a week away from that map pool shifting just a little bit, huh?
Yes, week 6 through 10, there's a new map pool, and those maps are, I will tell you in a second.
We're just talking about them
For week 2, the map pool is Sand, Cargo, Shipyard, Subway, Downfall, Quarantine, and Snow Peak, with a small map to be determined, potentially a custom map. Actually, I think it has to be a custom map.
Yeah. Yeah, should be interesting to see what ends up getting thrown there. And again, I just love this season with the variety and what it's been doing to everything in the league. You know, as I was saying, a bit of a new era is coming up in VRML, and hey, they better do their homework. They better be watching how Kai and Peacekeepers are playing, because these two teams are teams that'll give any of those new squads a good run for their money.
So as we were just talking about it, the vote actually went up. The options for the TBD map were Suburbia, USS Quest, Tanker, and Arctic.
Oh, wow. You listening?
They're definitely listening. I, for one, would vote. I'm voting for Arctic. I think that'd be a fun one. We saw it a lot in the custom map tournament, and I think it was a great map.
Taking a gander at the Peacekeepers setup 2 in the 3-story. Pretty standard stuff. They've got themselves a little kill box around objectives. Seaquick, the most sort of out there in terms of defensive positions. I don't think I've really seen anyone go inside this building before.
Yeah, I've seen people play around it, but never inside of it.
Innovation, you know? You love to see it.
I mean, it does protect you from pretty much all sides. But I think normally when players move all the way out to this church building, that they want to be able to look at the valley. That's the whole point of getting this far out, is to stop those aggressive pushes from the valley towards dumpster. This is what we're going to be seeing from Phonic and Base over here.
Yeah, it'll be a while before we do see anything, though. They got to push up through this ravine, and to your point, he's not even watching this ravine push on that extended angle. It's almost a reserved position, waiting for Phonic and them to really extend themselves out and get up towards objectives. So curious to see when that comes, if it comes to fruition. But take a look at the overhead. It is going to be a 3-2 split. They're sending one back here to the south, so 3 going to be stacked up in the south, and 2 are coming in from the north, so an entry is going to be made there as well. And with this objective, it's I think pretty easy to push in from the north, right? I mean, you can kind of be assured of where people typically defend.
So here's why I think Peacekeepers are taking up these positions, like the inside that building that Seaquick is doing. It's 3-3. You don't expect someone to go for a cap when all they need is a kill and it's match point. You expect a much slower tactical, approach. And so if you just play into that and you don't get peaky, make them come to you. Now suppressing fire coming from Phonic. The Rushers picks up Etch from the top of Center Hotel stairs. He is just down. The res might come out. It's going to be a really tough res.
That bullet just impacting a few inches over Rusher's head. Fortunate enough that he dodged that. And like you said, the res available for Phonic, so unless Rushers peeks up here and looks for something. Uh-oh, bot's nade. Almost flashes himself.
That's me throwing flashes just to slow
It's
them
going to
down.
go for the res on the edge. They are up and moving again. Back into a 5v5.
Flashes with those.
I don't know. Let's lay down smoke. Let's go. Let's get across.
Oh, engages on objective.
Suppress the Center Hotel.
When did he get there?
I don't know where he came from. He went around the Volk
north,
sandbags.
the north.
And yeah. And capped with 5 up. 5-on-5 and a cap. Wow.
What?
I don't understand. He had to have gone around the Volk Tower and just come down the street.
Here's what happened. So let's just. I think I got a good idea. They came in from the north. They came in around this backside building here from the north. He rotated all the way around tower, came up along the wall, and while they were coming up along the wall, you see the smoke grenade here, drawing the attention of the stack inside that's supposed to be watching this flank. They shift their attention over to the window to shoot out where all the suppressive fire is coming from, because that's where they think the push is. As they do that, the coverage leaves this far north corner, and he just simply walks right up to objective, tucks in against the wall, and punches in the code.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Great eyes on you, because I wouldn't even, just like everybody else, we were drawn to the fire. We were drawn to the cross. I don't even think Peacekeepers knew that they were capping when they were making that play. I heard, okay, let's move. We have to cross, get the smokes out, and then suddenly there's engage on the objective.
I scanned back across the map, and I was like, okay, so there's someone here, there's someone there. And then I was like, there's someone on the objective. Wait, that person's blue. I was like, it didn't process for me. I was like, wait, where did this happen?
Yeah, okay, so I'm looking back at their defensive setup here too, just at the, because I can just look at the feed that's live right now, and I'm right on their defensive setup. That's exactly what it was. They didn't actually have coverage on that, on their back north side.
They were watching the road.
Yeah, they never had someone watching that. They never had someone watching that road. They were always double stacked, looking out windows for that cross on the south.
Was Quick not supposed to be watching that from the?
Typically, that's what the setup is. Typically, those two are actually just watching that north side. That's what I thought in my head when I was initially panning over, but I caught it as I was looking right at that setup. That's exactly what I was talking about, where they were both focused on the south ravine.
So I'm in C-Quick spot right now, and I'm looking back at objective, and I mean the line that he had to have taken had to have been perfect, because he just stayed low. You know, if he would have gone in front of the truck, he would have been seen. So he had to go behind dumpster and truck, and like the tightest of angles, the perfect timing, the smoke drawing. I mean, like everything worked together there. It's just so impressive.
It shouldn't. Great coordination that gets them that. Really nice job, but wow. Out of nowhere, man. That's something. Still deciding here on our final map. Oh, no, we're not. We're switching up lobbies, so excuse me.
Yeah, I think we're having a rehost.
Well, that would probably mean sand. It
definitely means sand.
That's the guess. So take a look where we headed. This it is indeed sand. No surprise there. This is what you said. We're going to sand with Peacekeepers pick. You called it. What was the reflex there? Because you've seen Peacekeepers play here. It's a close quarters map. Why do you think Peacekeepers favor this?
A little bit of both. Plus that USS Quest is out, and this is the smallest, most aggressive map after that.
You think more so
now,
than Suburbia?
Yes. You're definitely in combat faster on sand than you are in Suburbia.
Yeah, very true. No, I agree with you from what I've seen. Some of these spawns are pretty crazy. You can get right on top of each other right out of the start of the round, and we're waiting for the lobby to fill up, but I'm also waiting to see the reaction from chat from that cap, because I mean it's gonna surprise them as much as it surprised us. Trip, that was really something for that to come through, and I guess now would be the time to try and look at. Yep. We are.
Yep. I just watched.
We're exactly right, Trip.
I watched him walk right past it.
Our analysis, dude, I love it. Let's go. We were exactly right. The route you even called out is exactly the route he took. Watching that mini-map, it's exactly the route he took. He went inside, tucked into the wall. Just a perfect route. Gets engaged that cap, and wow, what a crazy way to lock in that map. Momentum, we talk about it a lot here. I mean, Kai is now running with a lot of momentum into this next map.
They definitely are. Don't forget to close that prediction.
Yep. Thank you. Now's a great time. Oh, I mean, look at this.
I'm talking to yourself in the past. We're both time travelers now.
Dude, it's just great stuff. Here's the outcome. That goes to Kai, 5-3. Crazy cap to come in there at the end. Couldn't believe it. Now I gotta talk to my future self and get predictions up for the next map. And I mean, I don't know. Frankly, I don't know how this goes, because that's a 3-3 up to round 7. You know, like, this is a close series. Sand is gonna be crazy.
So here's the thing. So okay, you play aggressive, right? That's your team's MO, especially for Peacekeepers. Yeah. I'd say out of the two, they're more aggressive than Kai. Do you continue to push aggressively because that's how you play better, or do you change up your play style because it did not work for you, or were you playing differently on Downfall because that's not necessarily an aggressive map? You can't really lean into your play style on that map. So do you think we saw a less aggressive Peacekeepers on last map, or we're going to see a less aggressive Peacekeepers on this map?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the mind games of map selection and who goes where. But taking a look at the rosters, and we do see a little bit of a shift on Kai's side. Dyslexic Dazzler's coming in here on Sand. Who is he sub? And our Semper. So a couple of shifts on the Kai end.
Peacekeepers.
Virus,
Squirfy, Rushers, Quick, and
Nardu. Nardu, was he in?
I don't know at this point. They keep swapping players. Yeah,
no, but Kai, maybe I'm wrong. Was Semper definitely wasn't? Because I remember saying Semper wasn't. Okay. I mean, geez Louise, you know, the action's too crazy. It's
well, then you wonder, is it because they prefer, like, do they have player-specific strats for these maps? Or are they just trying to cycle their players in? Do they want to, you know, they just want their players to get time?
No, I guess that's the time-old argument of what you do with your subs, right? Do you have subs that are experts in certain strats? Do you have them are experts in certain maps? Do you have them for certain plays? Maybe one's good with C4s, one's good with a sniper. There's all kinds of arguments for why you bring in a sub, but curious to see what we get as round number 1 of map 2 kicks off. So far, a crazy back and forth series that ends with a cap that no one was expecting on Downfall. Now we go into map 2, and we'll see if Kai can ride the momentum high that they're on right now as they go on the defense.
Objective is in the radio building. Etch going to be pushing the north side, going to have the most aggressive defensive position, I would say. He's going to have to deal with these people, but he's not peeking the corner, actually.
Oh! Rushers and Virus go down. Dazzler out the gate, comes in and scoops up a kill. C-Quick with a quick refrag and a nice rebuttal and a text all come in at the same time.
That was my death notification. That's what that was.
Smokes are out. They've got one tucked in. Phonics here, ready for the entry from C-Quick.
C-Quick not ready for Phonic, though, and he goes down. 2 members of Peacekeepers still standing. 2.5. Nardu going to go back and get the res on the Rushers. They didn't take out... Yes, they did. They took out the guy on the roof, so it's clear.
Yeah, the res comes in free and easy. Kai still with 4 left alive to Peacekeepers 3, and the action of Sand kicks off quick, but then simmers down just a touch as the offense tries to readjust. Etch is right here, potentially with a peek on to Squirfy.
That is something I do like about Sand. Like you said, you do get into combat very, very quickly, but there's a lot of rotation. You can go through all of these hallways. You can go around the entire outside of the map and not be seen. So there's a lot of potential for rotations, but you have to keep track of your time. You gotta, pick and rotate, pick and rotate. Nardu hearing footsteps going back, turning back around and looking for Semper now.
Yeah, split across the map. Etch keened into Squirfy's footsteps as well. Our Semper actually swings out and finds Nardu dead in that alleyway, and Rusher says, I don't think I'm going to try my luck.
Squirfy pushes in. Etch takes him down as he comes off the billboard. One Peacekeeper left. Rusher's pushing up into the objective. 2 defenders on it. The other 2 are too far away, so he only has to deal with Base and Semper. Semper peeks over the boxes and finds him. Kai take their first point with only 1 loss.
Great way to run into your map. Your map pick after winning the first map. A lot of momentum right here going in. And Peacekeepers really have to battle right now. This is the toughest part. When you've lost a map and then kick off to a loss in the first round. It's really a test of a team, and I think Peacekeepers are a team that can bounce back. I don't think you can count them out at any point, so we'll see what they do here on their defensive round for round 2.
100%. I don't think Peacekeepers will quit giving it their all at any point. They will keep clawing for those points as much as they can. And they'll even still go for caps, which will make them dangerous.
I technically can get predictions started now. Let's do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Kai did very well on that defense.
Yeah.
So I don't know who I want to vote for on this one. I was leaning towards Peacekeepers just based on map choice.
Yeah, you're not alone. Right now, a couple of votes going to Peacekeepers. And they haven't seen that first round yet, so sharing that sentiment, and well, we'll see if Peacekeepers can hold on to this defensive round as we get into the action.
Looks like Peacekeepers are going to opt for a slightly heavier northern defense. Rushers, Quick, and Nardu. I scratched that. Rushers and Nardu actually going upstairs. Quick going to be the only northern defender. Semper going to cross this line. Rushers putting shots onto him. Smokes come out. Gonna cover the cross. They're not gonna push out of it. Nardu gets Etch. Phonic here can't see Quick, just under the wall. Semper gonna come out of this door. He is, and he's not gonna see Quick.
1 down.
Now Phonic knows he's there.
Jeez, just absolute chaos. Rushers here peeking on a tiny little gap through the cover on the side, looking for Dazzler on the roof. Seemingly very aware. Phonic does find Seaquick, catches him there on the door, and Squirfy's on a bit of a rotation to hunt for some kills. Dazzler finds Rushers, Base pushing in closer to objective, but he's got 3 to deal with.
The pressure needs to come in from Dazzler and Phonic. They need to get into that center building and around on the far western side and encircle this objective. There are only 2 doors into the objective. 3 doors, sorry, there are 3 doors. Squirfy here got a little aggressive on his defense. He's in the tunnels, just kind of waiting for someone to come out of this door. But as soon as he hears footsteps, he can rotate and probably catch Bass on the backside.
Yeah, he's got that little angle there onto the door. Bass is going to come in. Ace finds the kill. His name changes as he enters
I like that
the door.
as mid-sentence. I like
that?
how his name changed. Yeah. He's going to peek it. Virus did see him cross into that door. Oh, he sees the head.
Just
A nice
barely
smoke.
holds on to his head there. And yeah, it is a great smoke to deny Virus vision. Bass can push into the other side. Phonic getting ready to just dive in and challenge Virus. So is that a nade? A flash, a great one at that. Virus completely vine. Phonic charges in. Virus goes down. The full force of the entry is here. Nardu tries to hold, and he finds two, a huge double. Base is on objective, thinking about going pad out, but they're into a 1v1. He swings around and finally finds Nardu tucked in behind the door. Kai come ahead 2-0.
They got into a firefight 3-on-1 on objective, and Base is sitting there reloading because he's empty, just standing on objective. Like, oh man.
Wow. Almost the hold there from Peacekeepers, but not quite enough. And now Kai have 3 unanswered points. Well, technically 4 unanswered points on the board. The momentum really in their favor now, and Peacekeepers are going to have to do something a little fancy to get back into this. Maybe a cap opportunity will present itself, especially with this objective. Well, with any of these objectives, really, on sand, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, there's always that thought that there's so many tight angles, and it doesn't take but 20 seconds at max to get to any of these objectives if you just go for it.
Yeah.
So if you look away from your angle for a second and someone makes that cross, it's game over. So it really puts you on edge on this tighter map. It's not like the other small maps like Cargo. I don't really feel on edge. USS Quest, I don't feel on edge. But this map, there's so much tension.
Tension indeed, and it's fun. It's almost like trying to think of a good explanation for it, but it's like you have like a crash of the first wave of battles, and then everyone kind of drops back, and then you re-crash and then kind of drop back. It's got this weird ebb and flow almost to the combat, just because of the style of the map.
Now, I'm not sure, but I think there's only one spawn for this objective. I think the well is the only spawn. So it's a very, very close spawn, but because it's known, you can set up defenses a lot better. As you see Phonic taking up this position around the corner, Seaquick going in hard, Nardu following him in. Rush, they're going in. Rush is on objective. Scorpy's on objective. Scorpy's got his tablet out. He goes down. Dyslexic takes down Quicks. Rushers gets past. Dazzler takes down Rushers. Nardu takes down Dazzler, and he's back on objective. Phonic coming around to get the. Woo, boy, Kai saving it. Wow, talk about aggression.
Okay, I think that was the fastest I think it was the fastest round of honor we've ever had.
I don't know about that. I've seen some very quick cargo rounds before.
It's true.
But we'll have to see. I don't know what the time was when that round ended. Hold on. I took a replay. I can tell you what the time was. 40 39.
Crazy. Either way, an incredibly fast round.
26 seconds.
What the heck, man? That's crazy. And it came down to a 1v1.
Yeah, everybody died.
mean,
It wasn't like they snuck in for the cap.
Yeah.
They killed their way onto that cap. I mean, like
An absolute battle. Crazy, but ultimately pays off for the Kai defense. Now they get their opportunity, their chance to attack, and you gotta wonder if they're gonna go for a as aggressive push out as Peacekeepers went for there. I mean, they almost got the cap trip. They almost tied this up 2-2.
They had, I want to say their entire team.
They had 3.
Their
at
entire
least.
team died on objective.
Yeah.
I see 5 bodies sitting on the objective at the end.
Yeah, right.
So I think, yeah, that's crazy. To think that your entire team can get on objective, but you can't cap, just goes to show how chaotic this map can be. Like, we'll see. We'll see. Kai doesn't have to go for the objective now, though. And it's a very exposed objective to defend. So maybe they can just force rotations with the smoke we're already seeing coming out onto objective.
I hear them talking about caps. So I almost wonder if they're looking to really just pile on here and push this up 5-0.
Minus 1.
Alright, downs one from the roof. Fume gets etch. Also from the roof. Both down but not out. Rushers takes down Virus in a team kill. Dyslexic putting shots onto the roof, not going to catch anybody. He's looking for Rushers, actually. He gets the res on the base. Confirmation does come out. Flash going up over the wall. That's going to catch Nardu. And Phonic's going to come. He's going to get on objective. He's typing in the code. He's got tablet out. Rushers doesn't see him. Oh, he finds him on the... But now Dyslexic's pushing up, and he gets C-Quick on the backside. Shots ringing out from Fume from the roof, not catching anybody. Semper takes down Fume on the roof. Now Rushers, last man standing on objective. Is he going to be ready for Dyslexic? Can he just creep in there again like Semper did? Rushers on the outside. Wait, what?
A little bit of a camera bug, it seems, but he is trying to push around inside the sector. Oh, he spots out the swing there. Down goes Semper, and a very aggressive push out here from Rushers to get one. Base now almost concerned about a potential flank, and Rushers has himself an interesting defensive position against this offense.
I do like it, but I wonder if you come out of the center door, he couldn't see that. So he does have to rotate. He's realizing that he doesn't have coverage, and he runs right into base, and he gets the flick onto him. Now Dyslexic's going to be looking for that roof. Fume's going to get rezzed.
Oh my goodness, the plays.
Alright, he's the last one.
Rushers dropping off the roof back down. Now Dyslexic's got to be worried about this roof. They trade shots. No one goes down. Dyslexic in a very tough position now. Rushers pushing up on his left side. Just misses the cross. Dyslexic knows he's there now, but he goes down. Rushers with the clutch on round.
I mean, huge,
4?
dude. The push out to find the first kill. He then gets the flick shot around the corner. Then he gets the res and then finds the final kill. A great job there to keep Peacekeepers in this map when it was really running away from them.
No, but I think that's what it was, right? Kai was up 3 points, so it didn't matter if Rushers got capped on. He didn't need to play the objective. He could be way more aggressive and go for those kills off objective, because either way, if he dies or he gets capped on, they lose. And that's a dangerous enemy to play against, because you can't assume they're going to do anything logical. I'm just watching chat.
I know, I'm looking at chat's reaction
right
too. Just the crazy, fast-paced round there. Some people not even really quite sure what they're seeing, and maybe realizing that their predictions could be wrong. And I mean, hey, look at that. Peacekeepers with a 76% favor over Kai's 24% there on the votes, or at least in terms of how much people wagered. They'll be happy.
I really should have bet on Kai.
They'll be happy here, at least. Peacekeepers are on the board with a good hold, and if you're ever going to have a comeback, it's now. This objective, I don't think I've seen played on sand, so I don't know how this one's going to go.
We're moving to the garage objective, yeah. I've seen this one played a couple times in the custom tourney. You can come in from the back or the front, and there's some spots. We saw a cap basically right under the nose of a defender,
Close.
because if
Don't
you
let 'em
just
have
thread the needle, like all the other objectives on this map, if you just make the right choices on your path, you're good.
No C4s detected there on the Kai defense, and already a quick push up here. Seaquick and Virus team up on Phonic, and a couple of shots ring out to find that kill. Already command of the roof, but Etch with a quick answer back finds the head of Seaquick as soon as he peeks the window.
East 1, G1, one might be on this side watching this out.
I like base's position here.
Ooh. Yeah, he's dropped off from the roof to get there.
Not a common spot, not somewhere you would look. I mean, it's not on the roof and it's not at eye level, right?
Yeah.
It's right in between. And he's got a great angle on that door if they come out.
A really nice spot, and yeah, we'll see if it comes to fruition. Virus and Dyslexic trade. Virus can get rezzed pretty easy. Oh no, Dyslexic's still up. He doesn't get traded down, so he's fine. Nardu and Rushers, Virus, excuse me, both find kills, and Kai are down to 2. Rushers is right here. Bass is right there. Finds one as he peeks around.
At the alley.
Is Virus gonna be aware of
Yeah, that's
where those shots came from? He knows that direction, but is he going to be expecting base here on like halfway down the wall?
Is he even gonna really be able to see him without full, like how do you even check that angle? Nardu does spot him, but base finds the next kill, and Virus looking for Dyslexic Dazzler, who trades Kai, come out on top with a great final hold on objective. A 4-1 victory on map 2 gets them the series win.
That was a roller coaster. It was so good. I mean, that was pure aggression on both sides. We saw solid strategy coming out from Kai. They've obviously done their homework and they've played this map. They know their angles, and you can see them playing them. That's one of the reasons I like watching Kai's defenses, particularly because they just play those angles so well.
Yeah.
And you'll see them you'll see new spots, because if you watch them, they don't play meta, they play angles. They play off of where your teammate is, and you're covering him so he doesn't have to worry about it, instead of covering everyone looking at objective or whatever. And it's just a great way to play the game.
Couldn't agree more. It's fun to watch too, that's for sure. I've been having a great time watching these battles, and I mean, geez, Sand quickly becoming a favorite of mine. I really enjoy watching Sand gameplay. It's crazy fast, but it has the opportunity for more strategic slow play. And what we really haven't seen is a lot of very slow play on Sand, and so I think that's kind of what I'm going to be looking forward to, is maybe seeing some teams figure out some strats around those kinds of moves instead of just what seems to be YOLOing into the objective.
Yeah, I agree with you. I haven't really seen any slow strategic play. I mean, I think the slowest I saw was Boss Fight. They had some pretty good offensive and defensive plays that were relatively slow. I actually think that they ran the clock pretty close to the 6-minute timer on one of their rounds on Sand, so
True.
a little bit
True.
slower. We're going to go back to the EU is slow meta, obviously. That's what we're getting at.
I don't know, man. I don't think we can argue that with a 26-second round. It really throws that argument out the window. But you can't play much faster than that. And speaking of playing fast, map 3 takes us to Suburbia. So kind of sticking to the close quarters theme. But you're arguing this is a touch slower than Sand.
I think so. I don't think you get in combat as fast. And there's so much experience on this that these teams aren't gonna just run around a corner. They know where people go. They kind of wait. I wonder if that's why we see Sand be so much more aggressive, is because nobody knows what the other team's going to do. Whereas here, on this objective, I can tell you that there's probably going to be someone on the porch south of it. There's going to be someone by the white car on objective. There's going to be someone on the porch on the center building. Someone north, front yard, North Street, middle house. And someone on the far K-rails by red car in the northeast corner. Like, I'm willing to bet that I got 4 out of 5 of those accurate on defense.
Okay, well.
Except that it's Peacekeepers on defense, and
Yeah.
I was thinking it was a logical team, so I might be wrong there.
Don't take it light.
Getting into the action here, map number 3. If you aren't familiar, we always play the third map out, even if a series has been decided. That is so that the losing team has an opportunity to make the loss a little bit less impactful in terms of MMR. If they manage to win this map, if Peacekeepers can put up a W, it'll make it so that this loss that they are guaranteed to get is a little bit, hurts them a little bit less.
Already one down on both sides.
Oof.
Base gets fume with the headshot too. Both aggressive defensive positions getting taken out early.
And that's a real interesting little angle he had there. He caught it through the gap in the shrub and the Hesco crate. So a nice little pickup from base. Guy now with that advantage that they've seemingly had every round.
I've got one. He was in the center.
And now the last 3 defenders are pretty standard positions. Like I said, Virus is at the white card. Objective Rushers is in that front yard center house. And then you've got your flex player, Quick, on the backside. And a nade falling onto another common position there. The K-rails on the northeast corner. Now Semper pushing up there, going to be looking at that fence.
Got a couple of different eyes trained in on him there. See Quick looking for some of that action. Also obviously have rushers tucked in that front yard looking for a bit of that, but flashes come up and over, nades coming in. They got to be careful about the utility.
Yeah, some nice airburst grenades on the north porches would do a ton of damage here on the Peacekeeper side. As they are not behind much cover. Quick does pick up Semper, but is he aware that Etch is over there as well? Or is he going to rotate?
He's got his pick. He's going to drop back. Rushers finds one trying to push in from lane 3, it seems. Phonic smoking and flashing here. He's going to go for the cross. Rushers is ready for that one as well.
At the white fence near Humvee.
That's all up to Etch. And we all know that once a player becomes a caster, they become less potent on the field. So let's see how that has affected his gameplay. He's going to opt to rotate towards the objective. A much better approach than going around the outside when you're down 3-1.
Anything's possible. Onward is a game that can easily swing and kills very quickly. Etch giving away his position in this rotation now, though. Maybe not the ideal thing to do. Maybe it's what he wanted to do since he was going to drop back around to the... Well, I don't know what he's up to.
I think he's trying to determine their positions. I don't
Yeah.
think he knows where they're at. He does have a good amount of time left, 2:45 on the clock still. Sees the dead body. That gives him information about where those shots could have come from. Only so many angles can see that, and he's scanning now Rusher's position. Can tell he knows someone has to be there or where Seaquick was to get that kill.
Yeah, he is just... And like you said, for these defensive positions, he's managed to get at least a little bit of info on Virus. Rushers peeks up and finds himself an exposed Etch, and Peacekeepers back on the board again, at least in round 3 here. This time with a lead. I think the first time they've had a lead in the series.
I think You might be right. Well, no, because it was all Volk trades on Downfall to start, and that was Kai's home. So Peacekeepers would have had
Sure.
the first point.
Sure.
So since the very first, round,
Been a little bit at least, but they are in the lead here now, and yeah, maybe on this third map they can do something. This is Kai's map pick, though. It's important to remember, and so shouldn't be necessarily an easy victory. Granted, they brought it to a 3-3 on Kai's map pick on Downfall, so I'm sure they're capable of battling it and making it close. And on a map that they are well versed in, I imagine it'll be a pretty tight back and forth here.
I think so too. I think we're definitely going to go see a round 7 here, unless we get a cap, which is a high. There's a high probability on Suburbia that a cap comes out, but if we just keep trading rounds, it's definitely going to go all the way to a 7.
I guess this is the moment that I do enjoy being a time travel, just because everyone went Peacekeepers last round, they lost at this. Now Peacekeepers have this lead, and I'm sure the votes are going to favor Kai. So, love to see chat sweating over their points, but hey, sometimes you really got to roll the dice. See if you get
I
it
do
right.
think that last map was the highest point payout I've seen, because it was like 4-something to 1.
Yeah, and I'm right. The favor does go to Kai. Oh, whoa! Squirfy coming in, tipping the scales to Peacekeepers. Is that fair? Can you vote for your own team?
I mean, sure, why not? A little bit different defense here from Kai. They're actually stacking 2 on that white car, which I haven't seen before, because that means 2 people can go down to 1 grenade. 1 very common grenade. Dyslexic peeks over the corner and sees Nardu. He was flashed, but they didn't push it as aggressively as they should have. Is Virus shooting? Oh, he's shooting north. I thought he was shooting through the bushes, just pre-firing.
No, he's just
Seaquick
suppressing that north side. Full of
Semper's
smokes,
position
but
here also not very common.
yeah, he's really pushed up and tucked in there. I highly doubt Seaquick's going to swing and check that tight corner, although he is scanning there. Semper with an opportunity, peeks out. And, the crossfire Etch was going for the shot, the same shot that Semper went for, and Semper actually peeks up around the corner and gets shot in the back. So an unfortunate circumstance, and now with the smokes deployed, the cross is coming in from Peacekeepers. Fume and Virus. Oh no, speaking of the crossfire, Fume gets tackled by Virus's bullets, and now Rushers is all alone.
Virus even stopped shooting so Fume could make the cross in front of his bullets, and then just started again and shot him in the back of the head. Oh, man. It's always a danger. Always a danger. Now Etch rotating around behind objective. Rushers confirms Semper, as I'm assuming Semper was making those callouts, which is what caused Etch to get this rotation here.
Rushers has one Resible. Fume is Resible there, but he's since long ditched him there, and I guess there are callouts that can be made from Fume's end, but
One was on white car.
if Rushers decides to dip north or south, he's going to lose that sort of advantage. So it's going to all come down to what Rushers does to check that north side, or if he drops back for the res. That's a crazy risk considering how much they invested to cross the dang street.
Yeah, especially not having picked up anybody since doing so. Or maybe they got 1, but still,
Yeah.
it's a very risky cross to go back.
You see him at all or no?
And I wonder if Base is going to see him under. Yes, there he is. There's the laser. He hits him, and he goes down. Kai take their point. And we're trading Volk rounds.
The shots from under the car, and we are indeed trading Volk rounds, all tied up here, 1 apiece. Kai not letting this one go easy, as I'm sure a collective sigh of relief comes in from chat. Well, maybe not. Kai actually the underdogs here on this map. Peacekeepers getting the preferred treatment. 80% of the votes going to Peacekeepers side. At least 80% of the points invested into Peacekeepers.
And now we move objectives to the tank. Peacekeepers are on defense. I don't know if I see Kai going for a cap here. I feel like I see Kai just encircling this one. But I do think that I'm going to see a Peacekeepers hard rush on this.
I think we're getting back, like I said, into the Volk, the Volk trades. You know, I think we're gonna get back in to this 3-3 round 7 sort of vibe, just like we were on Downfall. And now that we're back onto some of the regular sort of maps, both of these teams, you know, veterans to the league, they've played this map plenty of times, and so that sort of variety of strategy isn't necessarily here. It's more, what meta have you chosen, and how do I counter it?
Yeah, it's about playing against your enemy that you're currently up against. It's not about how to play the map. It's how do you outsmart your opponent. And we're going to see who outsmarts who on round number 3.
And you know, even Suburbia has been hit with the variety hammer. There are new objectives, but we haven't seen them yet. Two of the old standard objectives getting put out here, and a lot of pre-fire coming in from Dazzler and the defense.
A lot of pre-fire coming out from the offense as well. Both Phonic and Dazzler shooting through the bushes. Just kind of trying to hold them back, although they did let Nardu get up behind center house.
Pretty free push here. Nardu goes undetected. He's in the dark shadow of the shrubs, and Etch just sprints past him. What's Nardu gonna do?
Hit fast. Nardu's going for the support guy. He wants to stop that pre-fire. He really didn't like that. He was it was against the HOA noise ordinance.
Dead.
Etch takes him down though.
4 green, that's 1 red.
Yeah, we're into a 4v4. The swing still coming in here from Semper, perched up behind that Hesco. Crate Rushers finds Etch on a bit of a rotation. A really nice angle from that window as he catches him all the way back on the other side of the map. Solid kill there to put Kai at a disadvantage, and as I say that, Fume gets naded and then confirmed by the M249, so still 3-3. See Quick and a Semper getting into a duel.
Tanks need help.
Virus still upstairs, center house. He's coming down the stairs. He's looking for Dazzler on the backside. Just pre-firing, not finding anybody. They both have belt feds. Oh, and he finds base. Going from the APC. Quick picks up Semper on the far side. Out is Dazzler and Virus. Gonna fight it out.
Still in center house.
Belt fed to belt fed. Who's gonna win? He's got more bullets. Virus takes that kill. Peacekeepers take their second Volk round.
That's what's happened. We're trading them. It's gonna be a round 7 showdown, and so far Peacekeepers keeping that at least true to form. A solid hold there, 3 left alive at the end of the day, and good to see the bounce back, if you will. You know, like I say, even this third map does hold some value, and so if Peacekeepers can get a W here, it'll be good for them. The point difference will be actually pretty small considering they kept it close in at least the first map. So yeah, maybe even maybe even an opportunity to sort of almost even the scoreline. You know, it's going to be pretty dang close at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think if Peacekeepers take this map, if they take the rest of the points, if they get a cap here, then isn't it tied? Yeah, it was 4-1 on sand.
No, because they
That'd
went
be a
5.
point off. It'd be a point off.
Yeah. 2
Yeah,
points off.
overall, not a bad loss.
Yeah, no, certainly not. And it's, well, not what Kai want, right? They want to get this as a solid W. This is, you know, when you think about it, these are 2 teams at the top. And you want to seize the opportunity that you have when you've gotten a W against a team that is so close to you in rank, because it's going to impact your MMR even more. You know, it's really going to mean a lot to get a good W against the team that's close to you. And so, especially in week 4, I do not want to really let up here on this third map, and that's why I kind of imagine we'll go to a round 7, just because I don't think Kai are going to make this very easy either.
I don't think anybody makes it easy. I mean,
Sure. I think the circumstances can lead, you know, that's what I mean. They can lead to teams maybe slacking a touch, but I don't think Kai are going to be slacking here on this third map as we do get back into the action, round number 4.
different spawn for Peacekeepers. They're going to be in the northeast spawn, which does lend itself to more pre-fire, but it doesn't look like Kai is going to take those shots. Semper actually already crouched down, ready to dodge pre-fire coming his direction.
Okay, that's fine. Just back up to the concrete and you can get taller.
You know, we really haven't seen it all in this series is any C4.
We haven't, you're right.
There it is. Ask and ye shall receive. Etch tosses one on the roof.
Tank or left
Got
side
guys
spawn
at pool.
One is center building.
Bonic picks up rushers. Now he's looking for the refresh or the second kill on the Nardu. Flash going up. Nardu blinded, freaking out, and firing. And Vonic with a wide swing takes down Nardu and Virus.
Top lane to you by my Esco boxes.
I got 3 down, 3 down.
A great swing off of a really good flash. Nardu completely blinded there, and Phonic actually just gets lucky in lining up those two. A bit of a odd camera glitch there on our end, but a good pickup from him, and now it's just all up to C-Quick.
Yeah, C-Quick in a tough spot. All 5 still standing. Semper there. Semper in a known position, and he gets C-Quick. Kai take that strongly.
Yeah, the big play there, the swing in through the center to shut them down and tie this thing up, completely preventing that entry into the middle building and not even really giving Peacekeepers an opportunity to push up. So solid hold, and hey, we go to a fresh OBJ, the playground. This one is crazy.
One is crazy. I wonder how many people die to slide accidents every year. That's really the leading cause of death on Suburbia.
It is a terribly dangerous slide. That is absolutely correct. We'll see if anybody dares to venture onto it to defend here, because you can really get a pick. Oh, hey, you can get a pick out of spawn. This is one of the moments that I'm thinking about it. Maybe this would be a moment where going prone would help. I don't know. Trying to think. Would it be necessary?
I don't know if going prone would save you. There's still a decent angle. So from the slide, you can see the other Humvee's tire. You can see the front tire of the far Humvee, which is on the ground. I mean, potentially. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I don't know. You just had me thinking. Because like we were saying, there's not a lot of spots that are like that. But into our next round we go. Oh, I guess you don't need to go prone. Your spawn covers you from the slide anyway, and they can't get to the slide out of spawn, so still a crazy one, and we'll see if anyone does decide to go for a little bit of a ride.
To watch Virus here just pre-fire this fence. Virus making his way all the way up into center house. Carport. And the Kai offense here being very, very slow and methodical as they approach.
Yeah, they really put a pause in the pace, at least, of this series. Virus with a nice little pickup as he dances up the stairs. Takes a quick gander out the window and finds himself a kill.
Took one out, lane one.
Rushers and Dazzler trade, but the res is going to come out. Nade coming out as well,
Oh.
missing Semper and Dazzler.
That was a great nade. I don't know how they didn't get tagged by that one.
Res him and get your gun back up, Semper. Oh, he's got to search his body for a needle.
Because he used it to heal himself. Oh, that's a great
Nice
nade.
grenade.
That's
right
a
on top
beauty.
of Quick. That's a replay nade. That's what that is. Now he's looking for that needle still. Semper still hasn't found.
Does he even have one?
I mean,
Oh, Semper, don't go looking. I already used my syringe.
he has to.
Leave me behind, buddy.
He just said, I already used my syringe and to leave me behind, but Nardu swings around and catches him. So Semper on the hunt for something that wasn't there. Costs him his life. Another defensive hold from Peacekeepers. They push it up 3-2.
I feel like that was a lot of time
Oh,
for
tons.
Semper to be sitting there searching and for Dazzler to be like, oh, hey, yeah, I don't have one. Like,
Funny to see the wagers today not working out for a couple of folks. I wonder who who's coming out like a bandit today, because certainly somebody had to be getting the predictions accurate from both ends. The connoisseur votes, I think, Trip, remind me what those were favoring.
those were favoring Peacekeepers 62-17.
Wow.
So the connoisseur is coming out on top for sure.
No, not on top. Peacekeepers lost.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. The ones that voted for Kai definitely.
Oh
got a
yeah, the
huge
one.
upset.
Yeah, a good pick for sure. But interesting to see Kai maybe just not. Well, I mean, how could you have picked one or the other? I don't blame anyone for not being right on today's today's predictions, just because this matchup has been really great back and forth so far.
And you know, I want to point out how inconsistent the teams are. We saw Peacekeepers take down beginners before, and now they lost to Kai. But we've also seen Kai lose to lower ranked teams. So it's really about every game matters. It's not oh, this team's not as good as us and so we're gonna win. It's, you know, how do we play against this specific team? And the shots ringing out from Phonic as the cross happens, trying to hit Virus and Rushers. Semper making a far across the tank. He's going to be able to push up aggressively, but Quick is going to find him from center house.
Peacekeepers might get this one, as they do have a good start to this push. Good smokes into the playground, and they've got control up through the center. It's going to come down to how they push in. The flash comes out and over. Quick does get past base. Base goes down to Nardu as well. Phonic getting pushed by Quick. Those two trade on the corner. Kai are down to 2. Nardu's gonna push up here. His tablet's out. Etch isn't peeking this yet. He's watching his back. He does see Nardu. He finds that kill. Fume catches Dyslexic. Rusher swings and snags Etch. Peacekeepers get a map and ultimately come out ahead 4-2 here.
Does that make that final score 11-8? Yeah, pretty good turnout there for Peacekeepers, but a great dub for Kai. You know, not to be overshadowed just because the scoreline is close. They did manage to come out on top with some great plays and some great moves on sand that did get them the wins on downfall and sand. So a fantastic series to tune into, and a shout out to everyone that was tuning into it today. I see Will Elm, Smithy, James, Distorted, the Fox, Spartan, Quacka Flocka, Squirfy. We appreciate everyone that was tuning in and chat and hanging out and gambling away those channel points. A quick reminder to tune in tomorrow to the semifinals for Echo Arena Season 3. I'll be casting a couple of EU games, so if you want to tune in early tomorrow to see what that's about, you certainly can. There's going to be plenty of action with tons of, well, a lot a lot of giveaways going on during these semis and finals matches. So if you're in chat, might get a chance at a potential ProTube voucher, which definitely you could use if you're an Onward player, as well as a chance at a HyperX headset. So definitely going to want to be tuning in if you want to get some free stuff there for the finals. That's this weekend, both the 15th and 16th. So be sure to be tuning in then. That'll be it for us here at the desk, though. Shout out to everyone again that was tuning in. That has been my name's been NightFiree with 2 E's, my co-caster Trip. We will see you all. What is it, Trip? Maybe tomorrow for some more. We have some hype matches this weekend.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is the most hype match I've ever seen. 64 votes for a cast.
Jeez
OJC
Louise.
and Air 404 are going to be Noman and Wookie casting that one. And then on Sunday, there's another one with you and Etch. Mayhem versus Raptors. Got 45 votes for a cast. So pretty hyped matches this weekend. And maybe some more will get picked up as we get into the weekend. People figure out their schedules.
Yeah.
So stay tuned to that match page and that League Org channel so you can catch any of the matches. Make sure to follow so you get those notifications when we go live.
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Follow the Twitter, follow the YouTube, get involved in all the socials like he's saying, and like I said, that'll be it for us here at the desk. My name is NightFiree. That's my co-caster Trip. Thank you all for tuning in. We will see you this weekend. Don't miss it.